Oh, okay. Uh, all right. Yeah, I just said hi. Thanks for having me. Freudian slip. Uh, I'm being told that you're still muted. Is your voice good? Oh, wonderful. Well, I've been sitting here listening to you talk, so. Thanks, Noah.
Hello, hello. I think I have it fixed. Oh my, I'm peaching. Hello, test 1 2. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I am an unpaid amateur, and it shows. Where was I? Uh, I lost a
You went through
bet.
the whole story of losing a bet.
Yeah,
Something about being bad at Icelander.
that was a Freudian slip. I'm definitely bad at Azalea. Um, can you hear me now? Sweet. Yeah, so I lost a bet. Turns out I'm real bad at Azalea. I went 2-5 in armories this weekend, and that is unacceptable. So we've got the Azalea god Levi here to help me learn today, play a few Talishar games. Shout out to Alex Becker, a regular in my chat, who's going to be our opponent tonight. Um, and see if I can start pitching up some of the deck fundamentals. Do you have anything to say, Levi, before we get started?
I don't know if you reset it, but yeah, we're gonna be playing a classic list. None of the new cards. Just
Yeah.
get in on the ground floor, and then we'll go from there. We don't know what the new cards are gonna change yet, so
Yeah, focusing
going with
on
a tried and true list.
pre-outsiders Azalea. Cool, let's hop over. We're going to be playing against... Uh-oh. Disconnect already. I think we're going to be starting against Dorinthea. Is there anything I should know about Dory going into this matchup, Levi? I
Yeah,
noticed that the sideboarding notes is to play all 74.
yeah. So the reason is there's a variety of Dorinthea decks that people will play. If Dorinthea comes in with like 6 to 8 shunts and Oasis Respites and Tunic, there's a very real chance they fatigue you because they can. Anytime you try and set up, they'll force cards out of your hand, and if they get any tempo, you don't really have the option of going, I can't block with this card because I need to save it for later. You just have to throw your cards and slow them down. So the way the deck is built is to keep the ratios consistent. So you can play 74 and have almost the same power level as at 60. You're going to be slightly lower, but you're still able to kind of do the same game plan and outvalue Dory on a turnover turn without needing to keep as much in the back of your mind the risk of, am I blocking with my key cards?
Check this out. Noah, I played against Dromai today. I don't need to be punished by that again so soon. So do we want to go first or second, Levi? I'm inclined to say first in every matchup because we like arsenals, right?
No, unless you know for a fact that they're trying to fatigue you, I like going second.
Okay,
You just get to start out on the front foot.
so that is definitely something I was doing wrong, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
I think we're all sideboarded and ready to go. This is Josh Lau's most recent public Dorinthea list, I believe. Well,
Not
this is a
the ideal opening hand, but
this is a sweet hand if we didn't have to block with it, right?
right. But yeah, again, we're boarded up, so the goal is just to play for tempo here. The first thing we notice that he presented Tunic, which means he's looking for more of a longer game, as opposed to Courage. Oh, so nice of him.
Just let us keep this god hand. We're on auto pass. Good. All right.
It'll be fine.
So I want to say we load red here, and then we play Ravenous Rabble to see what's on top.
Yep. So whenever you're looking at when you want to play Ravenous Rabble, if you were ever to play Ravenous first, it would only be to have what's on top of the deck change your following play pattern. Which here, no matter what's on top, you're always pitching a yellow. You're always loading a Ravenous or loading red in the ledger. So the Ravenous is obviously played second.
And we
So
drew
now
a
we played it.
tag. Is that okay to Arsenal? We reveal
Yeah.
another tag.
It's beautiful to Arsenal.
Cool.
D-Rex and Arsenal against Story is exactly what we're looking for.
So
New
we
outsider cards for the draw my matchup, not particularly. I didn't see anything great. But yeah, and then just fire. This should hopefully take some cards out of his hand.
yeah. Seems like a pretty simple turn cycle. I don't like arsenaling a that all you got and drawing another that all you got, but
I'm pretty comfortable with it.
is that
So
fine? Okay.
Yeah, so there's 9 D-Reacts in the deck of 74. The only time you brick a turn is if you cross-rep, see a D-React, and Azalea into another D-React. So it essentially has to be D-React and Arsenal and the top 2 both being D-Reacts.
Gotcha.
Most of the time you're just going to use it as a block. And also in this case you have the opportunity of not turning on Reprise. And then if he goes over, you can turn on Reprise with the that all you got from hand.
Oof.
So that's annoying.
So we just take 6 and lose our arsenal, right? We don't have a turn without it?
I don't think we need the turn. I would rather save the health here.
You'd rather save the health? So
Yeah.
what
Just
is
give him
this?
6.
Block
Yep.
6, and then we're just going to play Rabble on our turn?
Yep. You'll get to cross-rap, then Rabble, and see if there's something better to fire in Arsenal. But we're just playing for tempo here. Or, sorry, playing for, yeah, tempo. Like, maintaining your health here is important.
Find a Seek and Destroy on top.
So,
That's not an arrow.
right. Additionally, next turn you're probably going to be blocking because you're not pulling much from his hand, which
Mhm.
means you want to send that to the bottom because you don't want that in your hand when you're blocking.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we're not Blind Azalea in here, right?
Nope, we play the Rabble first. Just see what we got. Remorseless.
It's a Remorseless.
That is a debate. I think it's correct. Just get the 5 dominate in.
Okay.
We go without a react in Arsenal, but it is more damage efficient because playing on 3 intellect doesn't feel great.
Yeah, I think that's something I was too afraid of doing in my games this weekend. I was too afraid of like ending the turn without an arsenal, and it definitely meant I was wasting cards in some turn cycles, which felt so bad.
Yeah. So obviously, when you have the straight option of just Arsenal or extra damage on that turn, that's kind of the goal. But I roughly value an Arsenal, a face down Arsenal at like a little over 3 value. So if sacrificing that is going to get you 5 value, like it does here, that's a good trade. If it's going to get you 3, it's probably not a good trade. Yeah. But I would say it's somewhere between like 3 1/4, 3 1/2, something like that. And yeah, obviously that would be like Blind Arsenal. There's slightly higher ones like Ravenous Rabble Arsenal can be a little bit higher, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this either hits, pulls D-React. No, this either hits or gets a D-React, pretty much, or equipment, which we're happy with all of those.
Yeah, it looks like it's hitting.
Okay, so he's looking for a big turn here. He shouldn't have thrown bolters unless it's a big turn.
Steelblade bolters, the classic.
Yep.
Our hand isn't fantastic.
Yeah. So there's a discussion for just throwing 9.
And then like Tunic loading draw
Yeah,
shot off a Death
yep.
Dealer.
Yep. I think that's what I like the most.
Yeah, I don't.
You can't really just throw 6
Yeah.
because he's always going over. There's obviously the punish of twinning or the other, but it doesn't have go again right now. So it's just like singing Steelblade is kind of the punish here, but he has to have another source of go again. So I think 9 is a safe block. It's pretty likely that he pushes over the top and we take some damage, but you've got a 14 health lead here.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's weird. Considerably ahead.
yeah.
Good thing about 4 red arrow hands, Michael. They all blocked 3, so
Mm-hmm.
double irons on response.
Could have gone for the no block.
Sad.
The big brain no block.
Sad.
Well, we're getting the bolters here, which is quite good.
Oh, good. I didn't understand trigger ordering. I should probably read the comprehensive rulebook. Hey, chat. If you haven't read the rules, read the comprehensive rulebook.
I think they added it so if you have multiple triggers, it's letting you order them now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you can change if you have multiple things trigger at the same time. It lets you change the order, and that's why that was showing is like second one resolves first. I think is what it is that
Gotcha.
I was trying to tell you.
Well, we just can't block this, so we won't.
Right. Yeah, you have to hope he drew another reprise thing. It's possible. It's like a tunic and then a +3, but there's not much we can do about that.
Noah, you're an illusionist player. You need to read the rules more than anyone else except wizards, and probably even more than wizards.
Right? Yeah. Tunic and a +3, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a little bit scary, but we haven't seen any red D-reacts yet. So there's a pretty decent chance we find one.
I thought you were the tempo, Noah. You're the rules now. That's a... Ooh.
Oh, so good.
That's pretty nice.
Yep. And then we got to 1 card in Tunic, fire 4 threatening equipment with a breakpoint and still get an arsenal.
So we throw this on Braveforge Bracers every time, right?
Assuming, yeah, actually, no matter what, it's going on Braveforge Bracers if it hits. Which, we're happy if he blocks it, and we're happy if he lets it hit.
Yeah, this is exactly what the doctor ordered to wipe this counter off.
Yep. Okay, that's all his armor gone.
That's respectable, yeah.
I guess he's got Tunic and 1 use on Braveforge Bracers. But yeah, now the goal is just turn off this Dawnblade counter and maintain the health lead.
Huh.
And it's great for blocking.
Yeah. Looks like a block arsenal, their best bolt and shot kind of hand.
Yeah, there's a reasonable chance that we're opting looking for like a buff or something. But
How are we opting if we play the Fate Foreseen?
I'm saying you opt with the Fate Foreseen. That's what you're looking for.
Oh, duh. 7.
This is awkward. There is a discussion to give up the Perch Grapplers. To throw 8, just make sure we clear the thing. 8, and then have the D-React behind it.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. In that case, we keep red and yellow bolt and shot? Or red and blue?
I would go red and blue.
Okay.
Just on the off chance you find like a what's the card? Battering bolt. Off of like load, draw, glide path, play glide path, see battering bolt or something. Probably doesn't happen, but
What if instead of blocking, we took it all and died?
it is tempting.
I would be really impressed if we died from 30. It's...
Obviously, just de-react here and hope he can't go further over.
Yeah. Probably can't, right? Because he ended. We don't care about a sigil right now, right?
No, I think that goes to the bottom.
He ended his supremacy turn with 2 cards in hand. If
Yeah.
either of them was a pump, he would have just played one of the
Well,
two,
it could have
right?
been the third. Could have been the third Iron Song, or a
That's fair.
because we didn't trigger reprise on that. Sweet. So it's not my. Other way.
Backwards. Did it backwards. Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh, it's tempting.
Oh, it's so tempting. It's not good, right? We just arsenal the Seek and Destroy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite use of a red bolt and shot, but like we can't afford to blind.
Yep.
But like this is fine. We've chipped through equipment, small health lead, no Dawnblade counters.
Yeah, I'm really happy that all of the armor is gone. That's pretty huge. Well, a blue headshot as our only arrow is not ideal, but we have up to 3 ops on this turn. Are we blocking?
So blocking exact is bad.
It's really bad, yeah.
Giving up our only arrow is bad. Blocking full hand is bad.
Blocking with 2 blocks in general is bad, right?
I think that only leaves one decision, and you know what it is.
No blocks and die?
Yeah.
Nice.
The Noah special.
The Noah special.
So I imagine this is going to be Brave Forge into swing, which the no blocks does actually favor us, where we take damage and we trade back damage, because then fatigue is like completely out of mind in this game. This game has gone quick enough.
Yeah.
To where that's just not a thing, because again, he's down, what is that, 5 health in equipment as well. So we've chipped through right about half of his health. Okay, now that's rude.
Come on. Still can't block it. No, we can't block this. It would take 3 cards. And then we don't have a way to get headshot in.
Yeah.
Do we just have to eat this?
Well, really quick, what are we trading back if we block it? I mean, like, if we don't block it, what do we trade back? It's going to be like 9 damage in an arsenal?
We take aim, load the headshot, flip it with Stolebone, and then we have 2 to 3 ops to try to find something real to Azalea off the top, right?
Yeah, I do prefer pitching a glide path to load it with Death Dealer over take aim. We get
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
We get 1 less opt, but we also guarantee the +2 on the headshot if we don't hit. So yeah, I think it is no blocks.
Yep.
Pause champ.
Do what?
He said new non-attack spoiled. But yeah, I'll look in a second.
Oh man. Can I just put that back on top?
Right. It's fine. You'll find something with the glide path every time.
Hey.
Oh, that's gas.
Put it on top. This is already buffed.
Yep.
Do we buff it more? Or do
no,
we try to save an arsenal this?
We want to save the take aim. We also have it as a backup if he somehow blocks it with like Oasis or Spite or something, because then you can take aim the Remorseless.
Oh, yeah, it has go again.
Yep.
Without having to hit. Duh. Those abilities are just like so entwined in my head. New non-attack action spoiled. Good for Azalea. So we're saving the take aim for next turn, right? We're just loading Remorseless here.
Yep, and then we'll get the cross-wrap op to... Nope, undo.
Undo.
Cross-wrap op.
Oh, I see.
We already have a non-attack, so I would rather bottom this and make sure we find 3 blocks, especially since he didn't do it. Or he didn't... He didn't block the first attack at all. So I'm hesitant to hold that read the glide path. Yeah, like that buff is playable in Azalea. It's just... Actually... Oh no, it's not opt, it's just look at the top.
Look at the top card of target hero's deck. The next attack action card you play from this arsenal. This turn gets +3.
So it's notably worse glide path because you don't get to put it at the bottom, and we're already way oversaturated on things. Oh yeah,
that's a hand to draw a battering bolt. Oh my god, what is this nonsense?
This is him being very rude.
Well, he doesn't have go again. Unless he glints. So we just, like, don't block, right?
Yeah, this is no block. And if he passes on reactions, then you pass on reactions too.
Yeah,
you can play the first.
I agree.
That's unfortunate.
There's go again.
Yeah. Now we play the sink below. Just to preserve health here.
Are we sinking the knock?
No, I think we're blocking with that to preserve health.
Okay, that's fair.
Because this next one's going to come in for 8 at least. Possibly 9.
Riptide would have been able to block this. Yeah, but Riptide also doesn't have game into Wizards, Noah.
Or Dromai. I think Riptide just scoops to Dromai, right?
Can the traps kill attacking dragons?
I don't think so. I'll check though. Nope. Attack. Deal 1 damage to the attacking hero.
Sad.
So Tunic for that? Yeah, we just have to give him the knock.
And then we're going to take aim, not use the reload. Death Dealer and the battering bolt, right?
Actually, is there a consideration to hold the knock and just knock for a second battering bolt? Make sure that's dominant.
Oh. Yeah, I like that, because he can't do anything about 9.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, on the off chance that he drew a, like an Iron Song or something. Because he's going to draw another card here.
Give them a Warhorn and 3 Remembrance, and everyone has game into Wizards. Is that how that works? Thank you.
That's rude. You leave that on top.
Do we Azalea that in? Yeah, we Azalea that in over the take aim, right?
No, because we're gonna Azalea in the knocked card. So you play the take aim.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you left that on top or not.
It does, because you're gonna take aim. Yep.
Yeah.
Then we activate Death Dealer, pitching the Blue Bolton. Draw a card.
Oh my god. Yeah.
You went 2 and 5.
Yeah.
I
warned you. I'm real bad at this.
No, don't reload.
What? Oh.
You just reloaded with take aim.
Pass on reload. Activate Death Dealer. So I swear some of this is Talishar being nonsense.
Sure, that's fair.
Pitch this card. Resolve. Put that in the hand. Draw this. Now we knock.
I like being extra greedy. We're going to give up our arsenal, but we're coming in for 12 dominate and ideally ruin his hand.
This one has dominate.
Nope, you haven't Azalea yet.
I know.
There you go.
There we go. This one has dominate.
Yep.
And then we seek. And then we battering bolt for a glorious 12 dominate.
Mm-hmm. And we get to see his entire hand. I hope that it's full of reactions and he just loses the game. Because that's good fun.
This is almost presenting lethal.
Yeah.
We're getting there. It's crazy how fast the end game sneaks up on you.
Yeah, and it's strange because like I said, we're afraid of fatigue, but this game can very easily go the opposite direction in pacing, where you have to be blocking, and all of a sudden you're burning through cards, and you finally get tempo back, and you're like, uh-oh, I only have like 30 cards left in deck.
Yeah.
And he's got 35 or 30 or whatever. And even if you don't discard cards off the battering bolt, we get to know his hand.
Which means there's no warrior
really
poker.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice for like knowing what's going to happen.
Oh, boo.
That's why we went to 12.
Twinning blade and spoils of war.
So
we got the twinning blade.
Yep. And he's going to just pitch the spoils to swing because he's under Seek and Destroy. Which is annoying to block here.
Hand doesn't do much anyways.
Yeah.
It's just like block with headshot and a read. Tunic load the blue Bolton shot. And then play
I'm
read
not
the...
in love with those lines.
Yeah, but what else does this hand do?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I mean, there is the greedy no block.
We gotta get rid of this counter, dude. We're at 9.
Yeah.
Could block with headshot and tunic. Seems even worse.
Not actually. How much worse actually is it?
It's just I hate losing the tunic counter.
True, but ideally we're gonna need 2 resources next turn. There's like a.
I mean, if that's the case, we're loading the headshot, not the Bolton shot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it would be a Bolton shot block. Yeah, I think it's Bolton shot and the glide path. Just be safe.
And glide path, we're keeping tunic? Okay.
Yeah. I think we're okay here.
So we're just loading headshot with Death Dealer on our turn?
I think so.
Pitching glide path?
It might be tunic to load the headshot and just go no arsenal and look for the dominant. Wow, it's interesting. Yeah, because we do want to have an opt. So I think it is tunic. Load the load the headshot.
Hey.
Okay, that'll work.
I don't like not having an arsenal.
I'm not a huge fan either, but it's like a 4%. Actually, this list when boarded up is actually even lower to whiff. It's probably like 3%, and that's not including things like knocks and E-strikes and sink belows to dig.
I do love giving my opponents frostbites. And last time I checked, this is a frostbite card. It's just missing the ice subtype for some reason.
Yeah, that turn might have been... It might have been correct to greed with the tunic. Because then you block tunic instead of the yellow, and then you get to arsenal this take aim, and actually you get 3 extra damage there, right? Yes.
Yeah.
It would be 3 extra damage.
But this game could go 3 more turns, right?
It's possible. The end game against Dory is a little spooky.
We also
Yeah, and
didn't
actually,
know that
we
we were
do.
going to see an arrow on top.
Right, there was no guarantee. And there was no guarantee we'd draw the buff either. So that's probably a bit of hindsight.
Yeah. It's a bit results oriented, I think.
And we do still have now we still have the tunic as a breakpoint, which he does block with puncture, which is interesting. Yeah, this is perfectly fine.
This is a pretty reasonable hand.
Yeah, because he's got to pitch the last card to be able to attack.
Nice.
Yeah. Hamstring putting in work.
So talking about tunic block.
Yeah, I think this is tunic block.
Tunic
And
fate foreseen. Yeah.
And then what we're looking for on top is a buff, ideally, or a revel or an E-strike. I think sigil's fine.
It's fine. It's just we get three value off of the death dealer draw, right?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Because we can grind this out like we're not afraid of fatigue right now.
And we're obviously going to pitch Tad.
It's actually close. Like, obviously you could catch him off guard, but being able to arsenal the D-react feels pretty good. Like,
That's fair.
I'd like to think he's not going to be greedy enough to just say no blocks to the thing and die. I think maybe
we're supposed to just arsenal the D-react and be disciplined.
Like, we're in a winning position. Also, he has to respect the Rain Razors here because you're fighting with 2 cards left in hand.
And we pitched one, which is super sus.
So this should get probably a card in the Braveforge Bracers because he doesn't want to give you 2 cards. And then you go up to 12. He's coming back with a 3-card hand, and you have a D-react. Yeah, it's a really good position. So now we're just looking for lines that don't risk losing the game. I don't think we're making it back to our pitch stack.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is correct that those are down there together.
There's another sigil on top. Man, we keep drawing blue arrows, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than not being an arrow.
It's very true. This is a no block turn, right?
Is it? So it's either no block or headshot glide path.
What the hell is our turn then? We don't have any attacks.
It's cross wrap to opt. Looking for an arrow. If you hit the dominate, you get an 8 dominate, which puts him to 1. If you don't, you play the sigil and probably pitch away the release. But the point of the 5 block is we're making sure to stop him from pushing damage because you've got the D-react as a backup. You also, I'm not actually sure which is correct. I think just that all you got from Arsenal is fine. But that does kind of put us in a position where we're risking just kind of throwing the game.
Yeah, he's threatening 9 this turn, right?
Yeah. Because we do have the opt on that turn later if we need it. And not turning on reprise does feel pretty good. Like, what's the punish?
Yeah.
Like, specifically, it doesn't have go again, and it doesn't have reprise trigger. So it's like plow through plus a +3. Specifically like Iron Song? No, because he's got the tunic up. It's like or run through.
Yeah, he says you guys have run through and a buff, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think just that you guys probably fine.
Love no reprise.
We still play this.
It's passing. Yeah, we still play the Tad. Here's where we get Iron Song response.
No reprise trigger.
Well, he would wait until the Tad.
No,
and
reprise
then
says block from hand.
You right.
Active.
Okay. So we start by loading headshot.
I think it's sigil pitch. Because release the tension
Yeah.
potentially wins the game. It just wins the game on the spot if we find an arrow off the glide path.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's an arrow. Put that there on top.
Yep. And then it's just an 11 dominate, no D-reacts from Arsenal. He can live with a red shunt and the tunic block. But that's fine. Because then he's at 1 and gives us, I guess it's only 1 card from hand. I guess Oasis
Did we...
Spike's keeping alive as well.
we got the GG.
Yeah.
Did we miss a Bracer's turn that game that we should have cashed it in?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
There might have been one early that was like an average one, but I don't think I would have gone for it. A lot of times bracers get used in like, as the game gets later, just on like a yellow or a red Bolton shot, just as turning it into a 0 for 4 or a 0 for 5. That you may not have been able to play out otherwise, but I don't think we had those windows in this game.
Perfect. Alex gets the choice of first or second. Looks like we're already sighted.
Yeah, I'll take a slight step back on this game. Let you give me lines instead of me. I got in the mindset of like I'm streaming or I'm talking to the lines.
No,
like,
it was it was super helpful, dude.
Yeah, and it's more fun if I let you come up with the lines and then say, hi, you're wrong.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So here we can look for a Dominate Azalea turn 0 between... Let's mostly just read, right? But that is an opt regardless. So I think I want to load Sleep Dart here with Death Dealer, pitching Rain, and see what happens after that.
Yep. That's the fun thing about Azalea is your turn. You don't know your turn. You only know the first step of the turns.
So let's opt. Womp womp. Do we leave that at bottom and put 2 Rain Razors in the bin for the game, essentially?
Well, what's the rest of the turn, depending on if you go top or bottom?
Does it matter? Like, we can seek if we want. We're only ever presenting 8 because Seek and Destroy, Sleep Dart, Arsenal, Bolton Shot.
Glide is 10.
You. Oh, Glide is 10. Okay.
So there's 2 lines here.
I mean, Arsenal a Bolton Shot and then drawing your Rain Razors next turn is respectable, right? Even if it's blue.
It is respectable. However, we're going into a turn where Dory has guaranteed 4 cards, and we have a no block in hand. And like, you're probably not going to get to play a 5-card hand on the next turn.
Okay.
So that is one option, and I don't think it's bad.
But it's safer.
The alternative is a blind Azalea, because right now, no, like it.
Yeah, no.
It's a viable line. Like it's turn 0. Like the worst case scenario actually is hitting a knock the death whistle on the blind, because then it's just like you kind of have to play it and Arsenal a weird card, but. I think the blind is correct on the turn 0 here because you're not pushing it over.
Okay.
Yep, that is a card. I think we play it.
Yeah,
Arsenal Mystique. Deadeye's a solid 3 block on top.
And then I agree with Arsenal the Siege. That makes sense. Ooh. That's a hand.
It is a hand.
I like all 3 blocks.
It's also a solid no block hand.
It's a very solid no block hand. That was a spoils. So what, on our turn we can like seek, load the red bolt and shot. We're gonna draw a card off of that. Pitching Deadeye. Depends what we draw at that point, but we have like E-Strike for 7, Arsenal card at that point still. It's like 14 off of 4 cards with an on-hit. I really like that, I think.
Slightly better line there would be seek, pitch, bolt and shot, load bolt and shot. Play Deadeye. Bolt and shot for 10. E-Strike draw is 15 with a 10 as the on-hit and still get the Arsenal.
Okay. Checks out. This is why you are the master. I got close.
Yeah.
And this is why we play Deadeye. Yellow 3 buff. Block 3s are good, turns out. I can't believe this card block 3s.
I know. I'm almost excited for the new 1-for-4 red block 3. It's just being a red pitch is scary when you might not have the resources to play it.
God, I hate just letting Dorinthea have a counter.
It feels a little bit awkward for sure, but not having any reacts here felt so. No.
Cross wrap. Yes.
Okay.
That's sick to Arsenal, right?
That changes the line slightly. But yeah, we can set it up to Arsenal that. And it ends up being basically your line, where we're going to lose 1 point of damage. But we guarantee that that's going to end up in the Arsenal.
Still pitching Blue Bolt, right?
Yep.
So we're not playing Deadeye anymore, and we're arsenaling Fate Foreseen?
So it's 7 into 7 instead of 10 into 5.
Yeah, because Fate Foreseen is valuable in Arsenal now that there's a Dawnblade counter. Checks out.
Even if there isn't a Dawnblade counter, I think it's still the correct line.
It's still just good.
D-Rex and Arsenal are just really good in Dory.
Yeah, and we'll have Tunic up next turn, so loading with Death Dealer won't be painful even with a all red hand, right?
Yep. And this is also a situation where, like, you fire this bolt and shot for 7, and they're going... He wants the reload so he can play the last 3 cards in his hand. And oftentimes you'll get, like, awkward blocks. Also, this has an on-hit. So
has a big on-hit, yeah.
I'm expecting, like, 2 cards and bracers, and bolters here.
Yo, welcome, Chase, to the chat. Ooh. Okay.
3 in a direct. I feel real good about that.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's Bad Wounded Bull.
Flexible Wounded Bull. But yes, in this mode, it's Bad Wounded Bull.
It's
unless
so,
you are red with Wounded Bull.
It's so much better than Wounded Bull. Uh-oh.
This is fine.
Sync Fate. Look for an arrow. Specifically, we play the Fate first.
Yep.
That is an arrow.
Yeah, I think that's good.
We just top it and sink into it, right?
Yep.
Throwing back read? Knock.
I think it's knock, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we can load this off of Tunic.
Yep.
And then Arsenal the other buff.
Or Arsenal, whatever you draw.
Right.
Potentially.
Um,
And we take a look for dominate, of course.
yeah. Hey, that's respectable, right? The
Yeah.
headshot, pitch the blue headshot, arsenal the release attention.
Yeah. So it's 3 cards dealing 8 dominate and still getting an arsenal. So 2 cards for 8 dominate. Sadly, we had to use the tunic resource, but that just left our lines open on the start of the turn.
Two card 8. That's bully math. We need to get the Widowmaker in here and start doing 2 card 9s. Then we're talking.
I mean, this could have been a 2 card 9, but we played a yellow buff.
Yeah, that's true.
Or it could have been 2 card 8 with an on hit.
Ooh, that's a hand.
Not anymore, it's not.
Oh, not anymore. It's not.
I think we preserve the health total here.
Blocking with.
Or actually, oh no, this hand is real good. Never mind.
This deck is a Rube Goldberg machine of mediumness. I mean, it can be quite efficient, Dark. I think that the damage, how good the damage rate is, gets obfuscated by the fact that like you're arsenaling your card every turn, but it's like you're playing with 3 cards in hand, but you're doing 2 cards out of deck in terms of what damage you're dealing, right?
Yeah, the deck is very flexible, and it's not like it falls apart when it has a 5 card hand, and it doesn't fall apart when it has a 2 card hand. Like it's very consistent across different hand sizes.
We just eat 6 here, right? Take aim bolt. It'll have go again. We can death deal the remorseless in, and then fire it.
Yeah, as much as I hate it, I think it is just take 6.
Oh no, he's trying to pummel us. Oh, thank
no.
God. He was threatening it. Okay, take aim. Reload the bolt and shot. Flip it with cross wrap. What's the 1 for 9, Levi? Chase wants to know.
1 for 9? I don't
Mention 1 for 9 in the Discord.
There's plenty of 2 card 9s. Don't think there's any. Oh. No, he's probably talking about the Codex of Frailty line.
This card is
with resource.
Perfectly fine to Arsenal, right?
Yeah, it's like a solid mid-tier card to Arsenal. Although we just saw a CNC. It's amazing when you get to play it off when they CNC, and you're like, no. And that line that I think you're talking about is with the Codex of Frailty. So it would be Codex as your only card in hand, gets the either an arrow or the 1 for 6. Ideally the 1 for 6. Loads it in Arsenal. You don't have a card to discard. You tunic fire it. So it's coming in for 6 with an on hit of 2 damage, and you still get to Arsenal. So it's just tunic resource for 8 value. Minimum tunic resource for 6 value on that line, which is quite good for a tunic resource.
Don't want to reload because we want to draw with Death Dealer. So how relevant is Remorseless's life loss text against Dorinthea? I don't think we've seen it yet this game, right?
We got 2 health off of it last game. When he went like a Steelblade Supremacy turn? Or maybe it was only 1. No, it was a Supremacy Iron Song, I think. Either way, it also has the turn off D-Reacts, which can be relevant in this matchup.
Ooh. Oh no. Okay.
Ooh,
Well,
oh no.
at least it's a pretty good blocking hand.
Yep.
Also, we got a life off of that. That's nice.
Hmm.
Uh,
How scared are we?
up to 9 he can present.
Yeah, but then you get blown out by a twinning.
Sure. So are we just trying to, like, I don't want to block 3,
I
but
think the
sending
answer
battering bolt back does probably help at wiping the counter, right?
it can, but I'd rather just not let him get him in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I think the answer's 6.
You think 6 is the answer? Interesting.
Because if he goes around or goes over, you have the option of 7 with the perch grapplers on the second swing.
Yeah, that checks
Which
out.
means worst case scenario is the 1 counter. Most likely.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
Question is
it's
which 6, and I think it's knock battering.
yeah, I was about to say that because like obviously we would want to keep battering in the blue, but we can't block 6 like that. And remorseless and battering doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
If we're blocking 6, this has got to be it.
Yeah, it's tough to read if he's got the twinning or if he has the double pump. But like he no blocked, and I think this is the safest one around both.
So let me give you a hypothetical here. He has go again. We have to block 7 on the next one.
Mm-hmm.
What is our turn when we just have Sigil of Solace in Arsenal? Do we flip it to Store Wrap, try to find like a drill shot on top and throw that dominated and just not have an Arsenal?
No, I think I would flip with Skull Wrap and dig, or Cross Wrap, dig for a D-React. If you see a D-React, you Arsenal, you load it in. If it's anything else, you send it to the bottom and just draw up.
That makes sense. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, so the Azalea equivalent is just the 2 for 2 card 9. You can actually 2 card 10 if you put 1 for 4s in your deck. But 2 card 9s with headshots are pretty close. You have the 1 card 7s off of Tunic Resource, which would be Tunic load, draw a buff, play the buff, and fire the 0 for 4.
This is for 6. Oh.
Oh,
Disgusting. And we just try to give him 7, right?
Yeah, you can't give him 2 counters, and we can't give him any of the other equipment. But this is fine. Like, 1 counter, he doesn't have an arsenal, and we still have a health lead. It's not our favorite place to be, especially since he still has a decent amount of equipment, but we're just going to play on the back foot and stabilize here as best we can.
D-React.
Nope. That's a fine block.
Yeah, it's just 3 block, right? We're okay with drawing that.
I think that's okay. And there's no reason to play the sigil.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a blocking hand.
Mm-hmm. This is a very comfortable 6 block with a sink below behind.
Love to see blue hit and run leading.
Right.
Yeah, just mostly can go as 10 here, so it's perfect, right?
Yeah, so we just start with 6. It's a little annoying that we have to sink when he goes 1 over, but obviously you can't bank on the sink and going just to 7 in case he can go over twice.
Right. There it is.
Yep, let him resolve the stroke first before we play it, obviously.
It's really important in paper 2, chat, if you're ever playing a Dory, and they play something, say, all right, let's resolve that right now before, I play any further reactions. It's almost always correct, just so they get minimal effect off reprise.
Yeah, because like, the worst obvious fail would be like they go singing Steel Blade and you go sink below, and they're like, oh, okay, well now I'll change what I'm searching because we didn't resolve the singing.
We don't want to
Nope, we want to keep
sync
that 'cause
this,
we're coming
right?
up on Tunic.
Yep.
It's another thing that you actually also have to be very careful with resolving reactions in against Arachne because of cut to the chase.
Yeah.
Yep, so we just play the Sigil. This we started with 2 cards. We're gonna get 7 value, threatening and on hit, and still get an arsenal.
A very real on hit.
Very efficient turn. Yeah. And Dawnblade counters are cleared. We're threatening and on hit. Have a 7 health lead. Get an arsenal. I think this is looking like a really good position right now.
What a card, Drill Shot. Like, it's a 0 for 4, and it just says either you give me 2 cards or you lose some amount of armor this turn, and either is incredible. Only gets better with the new Crow's Nest, right?
Yeah, because you might just have a spare resource and go, sure, I'll take the piercing.
Okay. Seems like a pretty respectable turn.
Yeah.
Well, that complicates things. This is a block 6, right?
Well, it's coming for 5, right?
No, it's a red Warrior's Valor.
Oh yeah, 6. Sorry. Yeah, it's either 6 or 0.
If it's 0, what is our turn? We have to find something off of Scrollbone Crosswrap flip.
Ideally, you would find something off of the Crosswrap. If you don't, your backup is take aim, fire hamstring shot, pitching, drill shot, play sigil, arsenal, bolt and shot.
Yeah, which isn't terrible.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously the ceiling is like you find a buff, and then you get to take aim, load, or you find a buff.
Take aim, load the bolt and shot. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can catch the sigil, fire the drill shot. Like, there's a pretty high ceiling on that. The question is like how much, like, do we think we're actually stopping the counter blocking 6 here?
No, because he has Tunic up and he has 2 cards, right? Like,
yeah,
he gets a plus so easily. Yeah, so is it just a no block then? Yeah,
I think so. And I think that's an important thing for a lot of decks in Dodori is understanding when you either commit to blocking or you no block.
Yeah, I'm still pretty bad at Warrior Poker, admittedly.
Like, if you half-ass your block, you're going to get punished. It's just... that's how it works against Dorinthea.
Too reliant on Icelander. It's like, I don't care if you get a counter, I'll just strip it with Aether Ice Vein next turn.
Yeah.
Stay the course, right?
Yep. Because, yeah, notably, he did have Tunic up with a Singing Steel Blade, so blocking there, we get blown out. Because it's Singing Search Glint.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, you get blown out really hard if you block there. Show me your Rain Razors.
Show me something spicy. Huh.
That's quite spicy. And we're on board.
Yeah, it's... I like it.
Drill shot ends up in the arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Dory draw my matchups wild.
Take aim. This is pretty sweet. That was a good turn out of nowhere. Man, opting is wild.
Yeah. Why did we play the sigil already?
Because I'm undisciplined.
It's fair. Make it look like a rain razors until the last minute.
I totally should do that. Yeah.
Because there's a very real chance that they've got 2 in hand. I can't afford to let this hit, so I'm going to overblock with like a shunt from Arsenal, a 3 block from hand, and my bracers.
Looks like there is a shunt coming.
Yep. Or, oh. Yeah, so this didn't end up changing anything. Because they did not gain a health because you're both at 18. You actually almost gave him health on that Oasis Respite.
It's a pretty big bummer that... Oh, there's another sigil. Okay.
Yep, and he's on a small hand, so we're just looking to stop the counter here, probably.
Mm-hmm. 9 might not get us there, but I don't think we have a better option.
I mean, 9 gets us there. The question is, can we get away with 6? And I don't know that we actually can get away with 6.
I don't think so.
I think 9's fine. I don't like it, but I think it's fine. Like, sure, he has the twinning glint. That's a bad time.
Yeah, but if we do 6 and he has 1+3, then it's a incredible bolter's turn.
Exactly. Yeah, him being able to stop the battering bolt really hurts, because that turn was not damage efficient. It was under the impression that we would hit with it.
Yeah.
I guess it was 3-card 9, which, yeah, is not great.
I mean, it's on rate. 3-card 9 dominate is very respectable with an on hit as well. It's just,
Yeah,
you know,
if
happen
it
to have
hits,
the Oasis.
yeah, if it hits, it's good. But I like my, 3-card 13s.
Yeah, but we weren't going to get there.
Yeah, not on that hand. But... Curious what he's thinking about. He might have the glint that he's debating just greeting to see if they draw into like a CNC or something.
Nope. What do we got?
We want to find a D-React, hopefully. It's not a D-React, it is a block card.
It's a 3 block and it's a blue. I like it.
I think that's fine, yeah. So now we probably get the bracers in a 3 block here. If it's no block and lets us put 1 on the brace, or I guess block with bracers would be the other option.
It's just been a much grindier game than the first one.
Yeah.
Not really worried about decking yet, I don't think, though.
Yeah, not yet. But, like, it's actually not that far off of it being in the back of your mind. Like, you block with, 6 more cards and you're halfway through the deck. And you're only slightly over halfway through health. A little more.
I guess I also haven't been paying enough attention to pitch stack. It probably is shit in the second cycle right now.
Yeah, we'll knock at some point. Don't worry.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's what I tell myself when I'm not paying attention to my pitch.
We have a double Rain Razor hand at some point in the first hand of the second cycle.
Yeah, I don't think there's good stuff with it, though.
Oh, no, it's bad. That's a bad thing against Dory late in the game. Oh, wow.
All right, I'm a little scared.
That's an early tunic. I don't like at
Yeah, I think
all.
that tunic block's incorrect. Doesn't matter
Uh,
where you put it because they're all dead. Yeah, I don't like that tunic block at all. Don't be an Iron Song glistening.
okay. More doable. What's neat about this, Noah? This is bad. We're not dead. It's bad, but we're not dead. Yeah, I mean, we just play
Simply
sync.
Clyde.
Yeah.
Or actually, yeah. Because he's still got bolters.
There's the go again.
There's
But
no way he's gonna have the he's gonna have the plus.
what if he
There's
doesn't have the
no-
plus?
I mean, you still play the sync here, but there's no way he doesn't have it. He tanked on the last 2 cards last turn for like a minute.
Yeah, but what if he's really greedy?
I would be impressed.
Alex is not that kind
I'm
of
kind
player.
disappointed.
Alex is one of the most disciplined players I know. The man plays Axe as Dory for fun.
I think it's the Glide. Pass. There's no way.
There's no way. Oh.
Okay.
Disaster. I like this fate though.
Yeah.
Because if he bracers here, he has to give up his last card.
Plow through gave it +2, so the next one's coming in for 6.
You're totally
Yes.
right. He is giving up his last card though.
There's an Iron Song Pride. Interesting.
So aside from 4 health, do we actually get any equity of blocking with Fate Foreseen on this turn versus arsenaling it next turn? I'm not sure.
Yep. The only potential equity is getting to see the top card of the deck.
Yeah, but we have the opt off of Skullbone.
Yeah, but you can get 2 opts.
We can get 2 ops.
Have you played any Sleep Darts or Read in the Ledgers in either of these games?
I played one or 2 reds last game. I haven't. Maybe I played a sleep dart as well.
Oh yeah, I think there was a red. Yeah, the Sleep Dart I think is, I don't know. Just we haven't gotten to disrupt that much.
Yeah, we're fading here, right?
Yeah, because we really want to find a better arrow than this, and you are coming up on Tunic.
That's a better arrow.
Found a better arrow.
Leave
Yeah,
that
that
right
one
there on
right
top.
there.
Yep.
Save that one for a rainy day. Oh, and the best part is he's got no arsenal, which means when this hits,
Mm-hmm.
you'll
Because he's
know
out of
what's
armor
in
as
hand.
well.
So there's no tricks.
I just wish we could also get the sigil. Sad. This is just seek and destroy Azalea ability, right?
Yep. Watch him have the Shunt Oasis Respite.
Noah, does this count as tempo?
On hit, discard 3. Let's go. I've had that against Dory. They block with 1, discard 3, lose 3 life. It's like,
I'm
okay, I guess I
hoping.
just win the game.
I'm hoping. Michael thinks I only played a red last game. That sounds vaguely right.
Yeah. I mean, that is part of running the full stack, is it's going to take a little bit longer to find these, but we've
Mhm.
gone through like half our deck both games, and they just haven't lined up to play. I think we've drawn them and had to block with them.
Levi about to speak it into existence. Oh, it's happening.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he has to give you a reaction.
Yeah.
Aww.
CNC still, but you're kidding. Oh, you're
that's so
kidding.
Okay, but I mean, we know what we're playing around,
Yeah. So I think chat can't see. It was Command Encounter, Steelblade Supremacy, and Energy Potion, the revealed cards.
which means it's probably gonna be just a CNC here.
Michael, you called it. Levi said, "Let there be red in the ledger," and lo and behold, there was red in the ledger.
Okay, so now we just block 6 here.
Yeah.
In the form of headshot. Is that all you got?
Doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel great, but we need to hold a pitch card and the red in the ledger. And I mean, we're using Tunic as the resource.
As the Death Dealer load, yeah.
But yeah, we have to hold the red in the ledger here, I think. Yeah, when it misses and doesn't get any discards, it's not good. I mean, we're
That
gonna
was
get a
brutal.
CNC. He's still going to discard the CNC. So it's not that bad. We get rid of counters, and he comes in with no arsenal, and you get to fight a red in the ledger probably for... It's probably just going to be for 5, depending on what that is. Yeah, I think just for 5, pitching the fatigue shot. Like a 2-card hand from Dory isn't scary. And he can't threaten a counter if this hits. But yeah, even just seeing his hand there tells us we don't have to play around the reaction on that Steelblade Supremacy, which is worth a ton.
Yeah, it was super valuable.
Obviously, it'd be more valuable if he discarded 3 cards and lost 3 life and passed the turn.
Of course. God, that hand would have been disgusting if it had all 4 cards. I like arsenaling Red Reed, though.
Yeah. It gets you like 2 ops towards what you're going to draw off Death Dealer.
When the red is in the ledger, yeah. I mean, but like, look at the math of this turn, right? It was 3 cards. No, it was a 2-card hand.
It was 1 card for 5.
Yeah, 1 card for 5 and an on hit that like demands to be respected.
Like, just obviously, ideally, you're pitching a yellow for that turn, but that's like the most efficient thing is 1 card 5 with an on hit is something that you can do quite consistently. And then the fact that it has the flexibility of 1 card 5, 2 card 8, 3 card 11 is really good. It's just obviously the hands that don't line up quite there. Like, you don't draw the pitch cards you need, you don't draw the arrow you need, you don't draw the buffs you need. Like, that gets a little more dicey. But when the deck does what it's trying to do, I think it's one of the most efficient decks in the game.
Also has to block there because if you just eat 5 and go to 5, you're very much in dominate kill range, right?
Yeah. I think I'm okay taking this because we can threaten at least 13 next turn.
Yeah, he's probably going to bolter, but I don't think we care, right?
Oh, maybe we do give him a card, but I don't know. Because, yeah, I forgot about bolters. You are correct.
Yeah, this might be like block with knock and east. Block with knock here. If he goes over the top and bolters, we can block with E-strike. And then still have a fatigue shot, a read, and a pitch card to have a respectable turn.
Yeah. Yeah, either the knock or the headshot. I don't think it ends up mattering here.
I don't think it does either.
Yeah, he's not low enough to where that knock can represent lethal.
Getting close to dominate kill range, though.
Yeah, so he's going to puncture and then swing the thing, but yeah. Oh, he's not going to bolters? You should double check with him that he meant to not bolters there.
Yeah, that was an accident. Let's turn back.
Okay, now block 6. Yeah, he probably just had the gem toggled off.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, and then this is just the E strike, and then we 2-card 8.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hot dog. We leave that on top.
I think I disagree. So if
Because we'll draw it off of the Death
Yeah,
Dealer
like-
load.
yeah, the best you could do is dominate it for 5 or a fatigue shot for 8.
And we'd rather fatigue shot for 8.
Yeah, against a like if this was a 5 with no armor, maybe. But like we know he's got Oasis and shunts. Like I think just the 8 damage is slightly stronger here.
We don't want to just have this in Arsenal next turn, though?
No, starting your turn with an arrow and arsenal means you're not getting to Death Dealer load,
Okay, that's fair.
and you get 2 extra shots at finding a D-react now, because 1 with the glide, and then if you don't like it, you can send it to the bottom. Like that would be. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not playing it right now, though, right?
I mean, it forces a card out of hand, and kind of forces through the Seek and Destroy. We do risk bricking next turn, though.
It's also presenting lethal.
Right. Which is, yeah, forcing a card out of hand does feel pretty good. And forcing through the Seek and Destroy. I think it's a close one. I think I would lean towards doing it, just because being on 9 and letting him go, yep, no blocks, go to 2, feels a little scary.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
And yeah, also the Seek and Destroy on hit's great, because if he's going to block with any, he gets put in a weird spot of needing to use his entire hand.
Oh, I haven't been full screen this whole time. Amateur hour.
Oof.
No, aren't you Canadian? What kind of joke is that? Get the 1-card block. Now we just have to dominate something.
This is the hand we didn't want to draw.
Crap.
Very.
Um. I don't even know what I do here. Block
I think it's block 6.
6?
He's under-
Arsenal
he's under
Razors?
Yeah, he's under Seek and Destroy. Which means the punish is being able to go over 6. Otherwise, he's got those 2 cards stranded that he just discards.
Even if he does do over 6, you can't do anything beyond pushing 3-ish
Yeah.
damage. Okay. I hate it, but I guess
I
that's
hate it too.
acceptable.
What we call one of those ranger hands.
We're not sending Ravenous Rebel? We're not blocking 4 and sending
Problem is
Rav
blocking
Rav?
4 is a little... Is blocking 4 okay?
Like, tallest he can go is 9 here,
Yeah.
right?
But
He won't have an
realistically, it only goes
arsenal.
to 6, right?
Huh?
Most likely it only goes to 6, right?
Yeah.
Although he did choose to block with the Supremacy over one of the other cards in his hand. Which makes me think that those are high quality cards. Maybe it is just 4.
Yeah, because, like, we're not stopping any on hits, right? I doubt he can go again this turn. I mean, if he has a glint, he has a glint. And
Yeah.
the Rav Rab is just worth
4.
2 to 4 damage on our turn. And
we
it's
guarantee
it's
pull a card
threatening
each.
lethal no matter what. Yeah, so he'll have 3 cards next turn. Because Seek and Destroy means no arsenal.
Yeah.
Hey, I talked Levi into a line. I'm getting there. Sad. Oh, disaster. Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
You're kidding me.
That was the exact 2 cards that punish you. Yeah.
Now this is for 5? How did he get a counter out of that turn? What just happened?
Because we didn't block 6. I think it... I don't know. I think we have to let him do this, because we have to take a card next turn.
Yeah. I agree.
And it all comes crumbling down.
Please not a blue. Please not a blue.
It doesn't matter, it takes a card.
Thank God. Yeah, but going to 1 is very different from staying at 2.
It's not that much different.
Is it? Hmm.
It's like a lot of our stuff is like a 5 dominate, which should close from 2 or 1.
I can't believe he had the exact 2-card hand.
Yep. Because it had to be... Yeah.
Okay.
There could have been a Flint in there. Hey, what can we afford to block here? 8?
Yeah, hamstring, yellow bolt and shot, red take aim.
Yellow... Or hamstring, yellow bolt and shot take aim. Yeah, keeping the red bolt and shot. Let's hope it's enough.
Like, max you can go here is 10, right? Is there any consideration to give up Tunic or Scrollbone?
No on Tunic. The cross wrap is a consideration. However, I think if he goes over the top, if he has the double buffs, it's bad. Also, Puncture, if that's one of the +3s that he has, the blocking with the cross wrap doesn't actually matter.
Sure, but that's 3 cards in his deck.
Yeah, but there's only so many +3s he's got. Like, that is a percentage of them. There's 1 Puncture, 2 Punctures.
2 in the yard.
The thing is, like, the cross wrap, if we can find a buff or a 0-cost arrow, just kind of wins the game. Because we strip his entire hand if we find one of those. So having an extra shot at just kind of winning seems pretty good.
Cool, let's yellow it. Lock it in. We are...
It was the Puncture.
Well, there's the Puncture. Okay.
There you go.
You know what? Rain Razors.
Got it. Damn, look at that value per turn and still losing.
That's obscene, dude. 14 value a turn and we lost.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He had some pretty good hands.
I'm gonna ask if we want to go to Rhinar.
Yeah, and that one turn... And there were just a couple of unfortunate blocks that just didn't line up. And some dominates that just didn't do what they needed to, and him having stuff. Like, I think the game was played pretty well, and like in that situation, I think you win a majority of the games there. Like, I think it was a slight positive variance on his side, but blocking with the last card there, like throwing your full hand, I think is just a losing line.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't have a turn then, right? It's like...
Yeah. I mean, the potential turn is cross wrap, opt, find an arrow, or opt if it's not an arrow bottom, Azalea, and then dominate, which has an actual reasonable chance of winning the game there. But I think you almost always win the game if you... I think you just win the game on the spot if you get to hold that bolt and shot, because you get to represent... You get to force 3 cards out of his hand minimum, potentially just killing him.
Hmm. So, do we want to go first or second? Obviously, Rhinar can like intimidate
We
shenanigans
go
turn
first.
0. Yeah,
I don't like taking 10 on turn 0.
yeah. I also dislike starting the game at 27.
Yeah, at least that's never happened to you when we've played Azalea Zander.
It's happened to me twice at my local ProQuest. Icelander versus Rhinar. Played the same dude in the final round of Swiss and first round of top 8. Blood Rush Bellows turn 0. Turns out pretty good.
Yeah. We're just looking for a tall dominate, right?
Yeah.
Wait. No.
What?
No, you're supposed to load first.
Oh my
Because you don't
god.
have anything in Arsenal to Azalea.
I'm bad, guys. I'm so bad. We chuck East right here, right?
You just pitched your red in the ledger.
Jesus. That's on Talishar. Okay.
It says, what card do you want to pitch? And you said red
I
in the
didn't
ledger.
read. I just know that I want to put red in the ledger in the arsenal. I activate Death Dealer. I want to put red in the ledger. We chucked East right here, right?
Yep.
Because if we find a dominate, we get really tall with. Okay. Now we try reading. Yep. That'll do it.
Okay, now there's a cheeky little line here. We'll see if you know it here.
Let me think about this.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Brad, there were a couple of different ways, and it really came down to, did we think that they'd have exactly the 2+3s? And there was a shot, but I think the line that you're mentioning does actually line up pretty well. Because we do pull 3.
I'm missing it. What's the cheeky line?
So we're starting with Azalea.
Right.
And we're gonna go empty.
Yeah.
But we're gonna play the glide after, so now we get to see a total of 5 cards going into the next turn. So the opt here and then the next 4 to make sure we find an arrow. So by making sure you Azalea first, the glide, we can look to see if there's an arrow on top.
Yeah, no, that ships out.
Yeah. But we're going empty, I think.
Just want to check that on bottom right.
It functions as an arrow if absolutely needed. So I think I'm okay. It's a good pitch card as well, and it's a good 3 block. I think I'm okay leaving it there. And then we just force through a bunch of damage.
Ow.
Like, there is always, like, a conversation to take the arsenal there, but because we get the extra cards seeing towards our next hand, in addition to guaranteeing the damage, and also not risking getting hit by CNC now, like, I think this is a fine situation to go empty.
Oh my god, he's taking 11? That can't
He's
be
gonna
right.
de-react.
Okay.
Got him.
Alright. Yeah, we'll take 2. Don't think that matters. That's a hell of a hand.
This is indeed a hell of a hand.
So what do we load here? Bolton shot or fatigue shot?
This is a situation where I would rabble first.
Really?
Or you
Okay.
You either block with a Bolton shot or you rabble first. To see what you're going to draw. Because that'll give you information on which one you want to load first.
I kind of don't like blocking here.
So the issue is if we rabble and see like another arrow on top, we get pigeonholed into playing our bullseye bracers to load the Bolton shot, which is fine. But or we could just use the Bolton shot for 3 damage block here. We also have the chance of seeing some, now Rain Razors never catches him off guard if he sees it. I think the safe play is blocking with the Bolton shot.
That makes sense.
But we have lines if we decide not to.
Yeah.
And in this matchup, you do kind of want to keep your health up because it's really 3 Blood Rush spike turns, and we outvalue on every other turn cycle. So as long as you don't just die to blood rushes, you kind of just win this matchup.
That makes sense to me.
Unless you go too slow and get fatigued.
Yeah, I hate blocking with Red Bolt, but
it does feel bad, but there's a risk that it's going to be a dead card in hand. So
yeah.
Now we don't rebel first. We rebel second because of that.
I follow that much. Hey, that's a pretty good Arsenal card.
Now I wish we saved the Bolton shot.
Seeing a release the tension on top of the deck. Obviously not Azaleaing that.
Yep. So this is just going to be a 2-card 9 because we went into the turn with 3 cards and we're going to Arsenal 1. Yeah, 2-card 9.
Pretty good.
He thought his swing big was good. Oh, 2-card 8. Or they get rewarded for blocking.
2-card 8 with the downside. Something rule of 8, right? Clearly Azalea is the most broken deck in the game.
I mean, when she doesn't break, it's genuinely up there in power level. The problem is sometimes the hands don't line up, and a bad hand's real bad.
Like this.
Like this.
Like this.
This one's salvageable, though, because we've got multiple opts. Do we have multiple opts now?
I don't think we do anymore, right?
No, it's just the one opt. Yeah, you have to give him the 4 here. Yeah, speaking of bad hands.
Yeah, this sounds pretty bad. It's okay, this is an arrow. Nope. We just go blind, right?
I think I want to play Sigil, take aim, and then blind.
Because Tunica's up? That makes sense.
Yeah, because I always want to get the Sigil value here. In case you miss.
Alright, let's go.
How good are you?
Real bad.
We'll leave it there. So that was a 2-card for 3 value. Did the math, not great. Let's see if you can 5-card for 0 here. Oh. Alright, here's where we ask him to CNC us. Don't mind if we do.
Oh my god, pitching a second one. Hand must be pretty bad. We just
that knock is like 0 value in our
Yeah, we just eat it, right?
No, we give him 1 card.
Alright, let me think. So it's hamstringed, right?
Yeah, I think that's correct. Yeah, because we got the Seek and Destroy, we want to lock down things. Watch him pummel.
No, Rhinar doesn't play pummel anymore, I don't think.
Some of them run yellows.
Not many of them, yeah. Not many pummels. I feel like if he had pummel, he wouldn't be Gambler's Gloves. Wouldn't be Scabskin's.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rolling. Okay. Load first. There is no opt. I don't know why. Nope. Damn it.
One day you'll learn that you pitch before you resolve a card. Release is redundant here.
Yeah, we're just
the card back.
Seeking, yeah. Arsenal release.
Yep. Two card 8 with 2 on hits and locking down D-React.
Woo! Drawing your card is a hell of a drug.
Yeah. Slightly more efficient than the 2 card heal 3 and pass. And
I don't know. I'm gonna X to doubt on that one. I really like 2 card 3s.
Oh no.
Listen, I've played a few blue Aether Ice Veins in my time. I know what it.
Yeah, that's still better than a 2-card 3 because it's
I've
got
played a
1 hit.
I've played a few unfused blue Aether Ice Veins in my time. I'm a bit of a fan of a 2-card 3.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. But yeah, notably on that 2-card 3 line, if we had blinded into that and gotten rid of the sigil, it would have been a 2-card 0 and brick arsenal.
Nice.
These are some
Come
whack hands you're playing.
on. Oh, disaster.
What are these hands?
Fuck.
This might be worth the perch grapplers. And just, like, there's got to be an arrow soon, right?
It's gotta be. Yeah, I like perch grapplers here. Right?
Yeah, until he pummels us.
Oh, that was cool. I haven't seen the little lock icon on the D-Reacts before.
Yeah. Michael. No, I didn't really want to. Bottom blind, I believe.
Yeah, bottom blind. That's the only option.
Knock again.
Oh, come on.
I'm just casting that, getting the rain razors out of here.
Yeah, and just Arsenal the Fate Foreseen.
Yeah. Man, you're really bad at this drawing well.
I'm so bad, dude. I told
see
you
those
I'm.
hands like I draw those hands like 1 every 3 to 4 games, and you've had like 4 in 2 games.
I told you I'm bad at this deck.
It's fine. We're still somehow ahead.
Oh man, we just pitched the rain razors.
Yeah, I think it was still correct, but this would have been nice to have a rain razors right about now.
It's okay. We'll see one on the top with the opt on this Fate Foreseen.
Yeah, Michael, I think the ceiling on that line that we went for was high enough, and like holding a card in hand just isn't great. Obviously, it's anti-fatigue holding it back, like not wasting it, but the ceiling on that line was just so high if you hit that I think it's worth going for.
Uh-oh.
This is fine. We didn't want to block up this hand anyways.
Oh, he didn't hit. He discarded a blue pack hunt.
Oh. Nice.
That's awesome, yeah.
Alright, so it turns out that both players are getting terrible variants this game. This is fine. It's just a Fate Foreseen, right?
Yeah, it's just the Fate. We're looking for Rain Razor on top, right?
Rebel's fine.
That's perfectly fine, yeah. We'll draw it when we load the red bolt and shot.
Yep.
Actually, yeah. Yep. So now the turn is load red bolt and shot, pitch yellow bolt and shot, draw Ravenous Rabble, play Rabble. We can see what's on top if we went to Azalea. If we don't like it, we can play Deadeye. And then play the bolt and shot, arsenaling the Seek and Destroy. Does that all check out?
The line I was looking at was pitch bolt and shot, yellow, load red bolt and shot, play Seek, Deadeye, bolt and shot 10 go again, holding Rabble in hand. If he lets it hit, you get to cross wrap opt.
Okay.
Potentially find it dominate. If he doesn't, you just arsenal the Rabble and he's just blocked 10.
Okay.
And then that was a 3-card 10, representing an on hit and an awkward breakpoint. with the potential for extending the hand if he lets it hit. I don't.
So you don't
There's
as highly value the potential dominate off the top from the second opt?
no in like this kind of mid-range game plan. Like there, there's nothing that really like ruins Rhinar's day. Like I guess you could catch him with a rabble or with a blood rush, and you go, wow, this is great. But this lets us hold on to the tunic resource and likely pulls 3 cards out of his hand. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 cards out of his hand, Scab's block, and just Arsenal pass. Which then means we'd get to go into a 5-card hand with a Rabbital at the start, which has a pretty high ceiling. We also pitched Rain Razors last turn, right? So this Bolton Shot's going with it. Is he letting this hit?
He's letting it hit.
Interesting. Yeah, we take the reload and just cross-wrap with it.
Whew.
I actually kind of want to just leave it on top.
Yeah, it doesn't.
We got the 1 card, and he's under Seek and Destroy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just going to club for 4. Which means we're going to have the arrow to draw next turn, and we have the Rabble. Yeah.
Oh, God, what a hand. Take this 4 all day, right?
Yeah.
And we're obviously leading with the Rabble in our turn.
No, we want to fire the red in the ledger, which means we play the glide path first to see what we're going to draw off Death Dealer and what we're going to reveal for Rabble. Because we're not looking for a dominate after the red in the ledger's fired. I know.
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
I'm steps ahead. But
No, yeah, no. That makes total sense. That makes total sense. Yeah, because we don't want to flip that to Rabble.
It's weird because it is something we're okay arsenaling a yellow Bolton Shot. So we'd lose 1 damage on the Rabble here, but we know we have a good arsenal. So the average damage on a blind card in our deck is going to be like 3.5 off a Rabble. So we're losing like half a point to know we get a yellow Bolton in arsenal, which is fine. We could go for a slightly better one, or it's debatable. Have we seen 1 or 2 Rain Razors pitched?
I want to say 2.
Okay, in which case I'm inclined to just bottom it then. Oh yeah, because we also, the bottom of our deck right now is Bolton Shot, Rain Razor, or Rain Razors, then Bolton Shot was the last turn, and then this would be another Bolton Shot. So sending that to the pitch is actually quite good because this game is going slow. Yeah.
Okay, now we rev.
Yep, now we Rabble.
Flipping E-Strike? Okay.
It's a fine arsenal. It's not the best, but whenever you play E-Strike Go again, it's 2.5 value per card, which is not great unless you had cards that you weren't going to be able to use, in which case that's pretty good. But it guarantees that we're going to get a good 5-card hand. He's giving us a card here. We're going to fire another 8, which is then... Yeah. You know the rest of this. Stop.
I promise. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then we just fire the red in the ledger, which means we had 5 cards, and we're going to do 12 and heal 3, so 4 card 15. Threatening an on-hit and breakpoints on both.
Math checks out. Definitely above right.
Yeah, just draw functional hands like this most of the game, and you're fine. You just need to not draw those hands that are like 5-card zeros.
It's a big ask from me.
And so a lot of it is how conservative you are with keeping your arsenal. You saw the one hand we got punished because we didn't keep an arsenal. And it's like, that's an avoidable mistake. Well, not mistake. I think it was fine. Obviously you get punished for it, but it is avoidable. This is perfectly fine to throw 3 in front. Okay, he's going to do that.
Well, E-Strike at least letting us use our whole hand.
Yeah, so we're just looking for an extender on top. So like a buff or a sigil or something that we can draw into off Death Dealer. Because it'll be E-Strike bottom a card, pitch to load, play the extender ideally, arsenal last card. So cross-trap, we're looking for something we can play out.
Like that.
Taking destroy as a card we can play out. So we just leave that on top.
Azalea into it.
What's the arrow? No.
No.
What's the arrow we want to fire?
Red, right?
It's gonna be either red in the ledger or fatigue shot, probably depending on how he blocks. But either way, it's not headshot that we're firing, and it's not headshot that we're arsenaling. So it's gonna go to the red headshot goes to the bottom on the east.
Bottom off the east, right? Yeah. I don't know why I was so trigger happy to Azalea there. It's just obviously wrong. Death Dealer draws a card. Much easier way to do that.
Yep, but you have the option.
Uh,
He no blocked. I like red in the ledger more now.
yeah.
If they partially block, it's possible to go for like a swing big or something, and so you would want to fire the fatigue shot. But if he doesn't want to block, we'll make him block. Now this is a game where we'll notice that we're coming up on the halfway mark through our deck, and he's got like halfway through his health. So we are going to actually have to start making sure we push through damage at some point and don't run too thin.
Was just thinking that same thing. Opponent's at 21 and we have 28 cards in the yard.
Yep. Get another piece of equipment that's nice. But we are going to... So we've been doing like efficient damage turns to keep tempo. We're going to need to look for a few dominate turns when possible. This hand sucks.
Oof. This hand's real bad.
Big block hand.
Is this a Quicken token kind of hand?
Oh, I forgot about a Quicken token. That is interesting. I don't think so.
So it's like headshot, fate foreseen then. Missed the Quicken by 1.
I think it might be bolt and shot, fate foreseen. Headshot slightly higher value, and we're not pitching next to a... We're not that close to a Rain Razors anymore.
Okay.
Headshot's like a 4 value late game.
Okay.
Actually, no, but then assuming we have to fire this fatigue shot, that's what would be arsenaling. Oh, that's interesting.
Is it not just like blocked with the blues? Get a Quicken. On our turn, fatigue off a tuner. No, that's not good. That's really not good.
We're wasting the Quicken.
Yeah.
I think I'm good using the fate foreseen. The question is what the other blue is. And I think it actually is the knock here.
To block with? Okay.
Because then depending on what we opt, we have 2 different, like, good
reasonable
options.
arrow. Okay, yeah.
Depending on which arrow. Like, yeah, depending on the opt, it's going to change that. Question was, how might the deck change with outsiders? I compiled all the cards I think might fit in the deck, and I got a stack of like 150 cards now that I'm going to have to weed through and whittle down to 80. So the deck is going to change a lot with outsiders.
It's just fine to throw on top.
Yep. And I think we're fine to just dominate it as well.
Yeah.
And obviously we're going to pitch away a card and save the tunic resource. Pitching away the headshot.
For sure, for sure.
2 card 5, not the rate we're looking for.
Not so good.
But like,
2 card 5 dominate. Still not the rate we're looking for.
If he plays actions, it can turn into 6 or 7.
Arsenaling bolt and shot, right?
Yep. Because that's the safer one to get out. Is like if he goes for like a reckless or a blood rush turn here, there's a very real chance he takes 2 or 3 damage off of this, which then turns into a 2 card 6, 7, 8 somewhere in there, which is fine. Yeah. We'll get equipment and D-react, so it's just gonna be the 5. But
no equipment left anymore. Dominate is a much bigger threat now. So I heard you like sleep darts.
Both copies.
Oh.
Banish Sleep Dart. Okay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
It's
Well,
fine. He draws 2 reds every time. 2 reds for club every time.
I would kill for Saint to be our last card in hand right now.
Right. But, like, Tunic is up, so it's...
Tunic.
It was just the club.
You nailed it.
I mean, it's still a big club.
This
What?
is... Oh, it is a big club. Jesus.
I wish that sync was an Arsenal right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a bit of an awkward hand. We really need to find something off the top.
Bottom blind, right?
I think it is bottom blind. Like, the vast majority of the deck is better. Obviously, there is worse, but there's also the same.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, man. We wasted...
Do we Death Dealer pitch away a Sleep Dart for later? I think we do.
I didn't realize you could activate Death Dealer with a card already in Arsenal. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. 4 Dominate. Gets
Got him.
destroys Tunic block value.
Mm-hmm. He is down 2 Blood Rushes, right?
He's down 2 Blood Rushes. Yeah, first one was a whiff. Second one was a club for 14.
Purple Intimidate Club for 14. Like, it's not the best Blood Rush, but it's serviceable, I suppose.
The last CNC's gone for a while because he pitched it to play the second one.
Yep. And we'll hit our stack sooner.
Much
We
sooner,
still have
yeah.
a bit before that Rain Razor's Bolton. If ideally you want the Bolton shots pitched right before the Rain Razors, you can start a turn with a Bolton in Arsenal drawing into the Rain Razors. Ours is the other way, but we'll make do.
We're Arsenal in sync here, right? He's got 5 cards.
Yep, and no CNC, so.
That's a pretty reasonable hand.
Yep. Very reasonable hand. That's a card we wanted to keep.
Yep. We're likely to... Oh, it's gross. It's okay, he'll kill himself.
Mm-hmm. Take 5. We'll take 2 works. We have the D-React in Arsenal, so...
Are we bottoming Sleep Dart here if it's still in our hand when we go to blocks?
Yes. Well, actually, no, we probably end up having to block with it.
Because of the barraging.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're going to get so close to the Twitching token, but not quite.
I think we're happy with our second cycle, and we want to get there, so I think I'm okay getting rid of the Glide Path.
Okay.
Yeah, this is fine. If we draw an arrow off Death Dealer, we may have to go empty, but I think that's fine. If we draw an extender, we just Arsenal E-Strike. I think I'm going empty. We wanted to block and buy time. So there's like a weird situation with this that you can come up on when you're coming into fatigue games, where on that specific spot you would blind Azalea, and then if you miss, you just E-Strike for 7. And obviously if you hit, you can still go for this line. It comes up from time to time when you're trying to get either dominated damage through or more value out of your E-Strike. Another thing to note is he's currently at 23 cards in deck as well.
He's less than us, yeah.
Yeah, because of all the discards.
I also think he just... Did we present more than 60? We had to. It was 30 and 36.
Yeah, we presented 68. Alright, we're going to draw an arrow, for sure. Okay.
Great success.
We've seen 2 Rain Razors.
Yeah. Haven't played any. They've all been pitched.
Yeah.
Trying to win an Arsenal this Bolton shot end of turn.
Which makes, I mean, because of all the opting and stuff, we should be coming up with one soon. So yeah, if we can
Yeah.
get a
So,
Bolton shot in Arsenal.
Block with drill shot. Yeah. Load headshot. Fire it. End with Bolton Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And
I got that line by myself.
He also just pitched the Blood Rush. Third.
Oh.
So we don't have to worry about a massive turn next turn.
That is a good eye.
It was going up soon.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah, unfortunately we have to stand back the 1 card, but I don't think we can. I don't think we can afford to play it for just 2 value. I almost wanted to say I want to load the Bolton shot and try and draw a Rain Razors because it's coming up soon, but like it's only 1 card and it's never correct.
Yeah, I don't have my pitch stack memorized that well. I guess if you're like...
This isn't our pitch deck though.
Is it not? Oh.
No, I think we're a little bit away from it. This is our 3rd one that we've been waiting to see. Yeah.
It's not worth it, right? We just load Bolton shot?
Yep. Yeah, definitely not worth it now. And he discarded Beatdown.
Nice.
Feels very good.
Opponent had some
CNC, right?
pretty... We know it's not a CNC, yeah. Opponent has definitely had some pretty unlucky draws this game. Or unlucky discards, I should say.
Yeah. We're sinking away the Sigil?
I think so, yeah. Just
really
doesn't
want to find a second arrow here.
do anything, yeah. Ooh, spicy.
Hand is very good. And if we find... Now there's some weird options if opts go well, but most likely this is just going to be the 13 in an arsenal, so 3 card 13.
All right, I have no idea in this one.
So I think the safe line is just the 3 card 13 Arsenal E-Strike.
Arsenal E-Strike? Okay.
Yeah, and keep the Tunic. I think that's just the safe play.
Yeah, I just meant if we were topping or bottoming it.
Oh, I think it's fine. So 3 card or 3 card 13. He's going to be blocking with a red and ledger for 7 at the end, which means if we have the choice of a card going in Arsenal, E-Strike's a great choice because it makes it so almost all of our 5 card hands are playable.
Okay, I respect that. Yeah, yeah. We totally agree on what the play is here off of these cards. Not suspicious at all.
Did I tell you about when I played against the Dash at Indy with a line like this?
No, I don't remember it at least.
I had like 3 in hand. I fired Bolton shot for 3. He blocked 5, and I snapped it. I didn't have the Rain Razors, but I had to get the Bolton shot out of Arsenal. And I was like, I needed to clear my Arsenal, and I got the Crown of Providence off of that, and then I
That
dominated a red in the ledger later. But he couldn't block anymore.
he's got to smell the rain, right? So
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't have snaps, like,
he's choosing to block
and that's fine.
6.
We still need to give it go again. And we were not depending on the reload, obviously.
Right.
So now I think that was the third thing. We should be coming up on the stack in the next turn or two. I'm bad at keeping track of exactly where it is, but we'll know we get to that stack when we see the next Rain Razors, and then there's 2 yellow Bolton shots afterwards, which is why this Bullseye Bracers is real nice.
There it is.
Yep. So it should be 2 yellow Bolton shots on top. Unless we... Yeah,
Look at that.
Okay. Now what does this mean?
Yeah, because we can't not here and destroy the stack.
I mean, we can just Azalea in... No. Because we gotta be able to draw. Oh, this is not good.
Real bad.
If we had snaps, this hand would be amazing. Because you'd be able to E-strike, draw, and snaps. Man, why do we have to come up on the pitch stack at this spot? Okay, what can we do if we ruin the stack?
If we ruin the stack...
We don't have any red in the ledgers left, but we can still go for 11 dominate, 13 dominate. Yeah, no arrow here is rough.
It's pretty bad.
Okay. So I think, is it E-strike go again, reload the release the tension, Azalea, knock for 6 dominate, Arsenal the rain, and have at least 1 Bolton shot on next turn? Still representing 11?
How are we reloading?
Take aim.
Oh.
I think we need to, because we can't let him play this full hand. And again, he's got less cards than us. So just making him block, I think, is fine.
So we are... It doesn't matter if we top or bottom this?
No, we do need to leave it on top, because we want the next card... We need this to be the card we Azalea in, and then the next card we want to be the thing. Cause
Okay. All right, so it's E-strike, bottom release. Choose go again.
Yeah, or knock, either one.
I see.
And then take aim, reload, 6 dominate. Like, it's not my favorite line, but it is a line. And if he chooses not to block, Rain Razors kills him.
Yeah. Okay.
But worst case is the Arsenal Rain Razors. We have a Bolton shot, we have Bullseye Bracers, and we're probably getting multiple cards out of his hand, and we should be able to pressure.
Yeah. I don't know that I would have gotten here by myself. I definitely would have come to the conclusion that, like, you just... Yeah, getting the Rain Razor double Bolton shot there obviously isn't going to happen, because you just can't do anything, right, with E-strike and the 3 other cards.
Yeah. Like, if we had 1 card further into our stack, this hand was insane. You just needed to have that Bolton shot drawn, because then you would be able to tunic load it, draw another Bolton shot.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, if he's going to 7... No, I think we stick with the no ruining stack with knock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just take aim, reload, knock.
Azalea in.
Yep.
Be greedy, Alex. Don't block.
I mean, you can count D reacts really quick. We've seen 2 reckless and I think 2 sinks. I don't think we've seen any fates. Only 1 sink. He pitched
Only
a sink.
1 sink. We got to go for it, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we know we draw an arrow next turn. Like, we're planning on getting probably 4 value out of that. We might lose 2 value on the next turn. Or win the game right now. Oh, well.
Hey, we get a reload off the Bolton shot.
Oh, yeah. Huge gas. I think there's like a blue headshot.
Yeah, we have Tuner Cup and we're drawing a Bolton shot.
Oh, that was not our stack.
Huh.
There was just another. So the next card on top is now a Bolton shot.
Well, this is sick then, because we get to block Fate Foreseen and go crazy.
Yeah.
What a weird coincidence.
Like, I didn't. Yeah, I thought that was. Yeah, I thought we had the 1 more Rain Racers to go, but then we saw like the Rain with the Bolton shot on top, and I was like, you pitch these 2 cards in this order, it's got to be that, right?
Yeah, I gotta get better at pitch stacking in general.
Well, clearly so do I, because I told you that was the pitch. Yeah, you drew up that hand. I'm like, wait, that's not the hand. Oh man, imagine if we had a Rain Razors in Arsenal right now.
That had to, yeah, shut up.
Don't intimidate. It always intimidates the Fate, though. Literally every time.
Hey.
Oh, I guess I'm not the one playing, so that's fine.
It's okay. I had so many dead hands. Oh yeah.
Fancy seeing that there. This is Tunic load.
We wait for release attention on the second one, right?
Yeah, I think that's fine. Like, there's sometimes an argument to play the release attention first, so that they don't see the telegraphed rain.
Are we bracering in the second Bolton shot? I guess it depends on
if he blocks it, yeah.
How much blocks, yeah.
And I think it's a blue headshot on top. But rain.
Ah! I'm real bad at this.
I think release on the first one is actually a little bit better.
I can play Icelander and that's about it.
Like, what's an attack reaction?
That's...
You haven't played an attack reaction in how long?
Oh, God.
I mean, we're playing under the assumption that the opponent memorized our stack as well and knew exactly what was coming based on seeing that Bolton shot.
When was the last time I played an attack reaction? Because before this, I played a little bit of Dromai. There's no attack reaction in that. Played a little bit of Briar. Lightning Press is not an attack reaction.
Did you play Snap's Icelander when things were banned?
Yes, I did. I guess that's...
Yeah. Like, he dies here, right? Bracers, yeah.
And then we blind Azalea, right?
I think it's a blue headshot on top, but I can't remember exactly. And now this locked out the D-reacts from Arsenal. Saving the release. Huge brain. Oh, he is back in the stack.
I know what I'm doing.
Easy. Go ahead and click on the deck and see what was left.
Not as high average value per turn that game.
Yeah, we had some.
Blue Bolton shot on top.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had the blue Bolton shot headshot. Because we pitched the blue Bolton shot, loaded the headshot, found a dominate, sent that down.
I like this blue red blue red blue red that we got going on.
Yeah, not a lot of buffs left though. Is a bit
No.
concerning. Against Oldham, this stack always loses because there's no
Yeah.
buffs left.
Well,
But like you can find dominates in this matchup, so yeah, definitely a little bit of a low roll from both sides in that game. But yeah, he was running out of cards for fatigue.
yeah, at 11. Wow. Those were three very long games, but very helpful. Thank you a lot, Levi.
Yeah, sure.
Lot of things you were able to correct me on. The least of which was pitching to Death Dealer in the correct order.
Yeah, I think you would have figured that one out on your own.
Every time I hover skip it, gives me
So-
a small quick panic
Because
attack.
you normally play Icelander with hold priority, so you have to pass on every single thing.
I normally
Here
play,
you have an auto pass, which is why you kept going to pass.
yeah, I always play always hold prio in Icelander. Because you can play instance at almost every step. Good games, Alex. Welcome to chat.
Yeah, thanks for running those with us.
Yeah, it was very, very helpful. Thank you. But that's
Like,
kind of...
I think. Oh, I was gonna say I think these two matchups are very like Azalea fundamentals, and because when you start playing more aggro decks, it's kind of just like spit your hand out and hope it works, and then the other end of like racking your brain on your pitch stack to try and figure out how you're killing an Oldham. Like this is like right in the middle of what Azalea wants to do.
Yeah. It felt like good, clean flesh and blood for sure.
It really does. These matchups are a lot of fun.
Yeah. It's about what I had planned for tonight. So I think we're going to call it there. I imagine I will be streaming Azalea more in the future, but probably going to sneak in some Icelander too. Just because I have to play this hero at one event doesn't mean I have to give up Icelander.
Definitely.
GG's all, and we'll catch you later.
Yeah. Thanks
See
for
ya.
watching, everyone.